One day, a kind old bamboo cutter gets a big surprise. He sees a bamboo branch shining with a soft white light. Inside the branch, there is a tiny young girl, about the size of his finger. The man and his wife haven't got any children, so the bamboo cutter takes the little girl home. They call her Princess Moonlight because she shines softly like the moon. The bamboo branch is also full of gold. So the bamboo cutter and his wife are now very rich. Princess Moonlight grows into a beautiful woman of normal size. Many handsome young princes travel to see her. They ask to marry Princess Moonlight, but she does not want to leave her parents. She thinks of impossible things for the princes to do, like bringing her a jewel from a dragon's neck. The princes all leave without their princess. One day, the emperor hears about Princess Moonlight and asks to see her. She does not want to visit the emperor, so he goes to her home to see her. He falls in love with her at once.
"Please, marry me and come with me to my palace,"
he begs. But Princess Moonlight answers,
"Forgive me, but I can't. I am not from this land."
Disappointed, the emperor goes back to his palace without her. Not long after, she looks sadly up to the sky every night.
"It is time for me to leave,"
she sobs. She tells her parents that she is a princess from the moon and that her time on Earth is over.
"I love you very much, but it is my duty to go back now."
They are very sad, but they try to understand. The emperor hears the news and sends guards to the bamboo cutter's house to stop Princess Moonlight from leaving. One night, there is a strange cloud covering the moon and the sky gets very dark. The cloud comes down to Earth, and inside it there is a carriage with bright lights. The princess leaves a letter and a small bottle with the potion of life for the emperor as a gift. Then she goes back to the moon, her home. The emperor tells his guards to take the letter and the potion to the top of a mountain and burn them. He does not want to live forever without Princess Moonlight. To this day, you can sometimes see smoke on Mount Fuji. According to legend, this is the letter and the potion. They continue to burn to remind us of Princess Moonlight's time on Earth and the Emperor's love for her.
The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter. Once upon a time, there lived a bamboo cutter with his wife in an old hut. Every morning, he would go to the forest to cut bamboo. He and his wife would then make different things from it and sell them in the market. They would have loved to have children, but they never did. One day, while cutting bamboo, he saw a strange piece of bamboo. It shone like a bright full moon. The bamboo cutter was very curious. He carefully gave a light cut to the bamboo to open it. And when he did, he could not believe his eyes.
It's a girl.
There was a tiny girl inside as big as his thumb. She was the most beautiful child. He instantly decided to take her home. Carefully taking the girl out of the bamboo, he put the child in the palm of his hand and carefully walked home. When he reached home, he recounted every detail to his wife and then slowly opened his hands.
She shines like the moon. We should name her Moonlight.
She's so small. I hope she's not cold. Here, let me put her on this blanket. The wife took a cloth and placed Moonlight on it. As she warmed up, the tiny girl transformed into a normal-sized baby. The couple looked at each other, amazed.
Our little Moonlight is going to be a handful, isn't she?
The next morning, the bamboo cutter went to the forest again to cut bamboo. And while cutting a bamboo, he found a golden ring inside it. The bamboo cutter and his wife knew at once that it was their little Moonlight who had brought good fortune to them. From then on, each day, the bamboo cutter returned home with a gold ring. Soon, they became rich, and they built a big home. Months passed, and their daughter was growing up faster than ever. In a short period, Moonlight grew to be a beautiful young woman. She was the most beautiful woman on earth. One night, as Moonlight fell asleep, the bamboo cutter talked to his wife worriedly.
I am worried. She has come of age now. People are whispering about her beauty.
I know, my love. We cannot keep her here forever. The next day, the bamboo cutter talked to his daughter about her marriage. No, Father, I can't live without you. Why are you sending me away?
Oh, I'm not sending you away, my dear. I can't live without you either. I would never force you to marry someone against your wish, but at least meet some guys and consider getting married, okay?
Moonlight couldn't say no to him. But the very next day, the Emperor came to ask Moonlight to marry him. The Emperor at our house! Oh, we are blessed.
It is I who must bow down to you, for I have come to ask for your daughter's hand. I would like to talk to her. Yes, of course. Moonlight, please come here.
As Moonlight walked out, he was struck with her beauty, and he really liked her. But Moonlight had something to say. I know you can give me anything that I wish for, so I ask you for only one thing. Respect my wish. I do not want to marry.
Your wish is my command. But can I ask for something in return? May I have the honor to be your friend?
The Emperor and Moonlight stayed friends and talked often. No one dared to propose to her, seeing that the Emperor had already asked. One night, as the woodcutter entered her room, he saw Moonlight sitting by the window. She was staring at the moon, and there were tears in her eyes.
Moonlight, why are you crying?
There is one dream that I have every night, Father.
What is it?
I dream that I am being taken away to the moon by the moon people. And last night, a voice told me that that day has come. On the 15th day of this month, they will come to get me. I don't want to leave you. The bamboo cutter looked at the moon. For the first time, he realized that the moon looked dull, as if someone had stolen its light. He immediately sent a message to the Emperor and asked for his help. The Emperor swore to not let anybody take his Moonlight away. The 15th day arrived. Moonlight's house was surrounded by 2,000 royal guards ready with their arrows. The Emperor himself drew his sword and stood in front of the house. The bamboo cutter took Moonlight to the basement. Outside, a beautiful flute tune seemed to come from the moon. All of the soldiers looked up and saw a beautiful carriage floating down, surrounded by fairies playing their flutes. Suddenly, Moonlight was lifted up off of the ground, out of the basement, and up towards the fairies and their carriage. The bamboo cutter and his wife ran after her, but could not reach her in the air. When the fairies touched Moonlight, her dress transformed into a long white gown. She opened her eyes and smiled brightly. Her fear was gone. She walked to her parents and hugged them. "Father, you took such good care of me, but I must return to my people to give light to the moon."
What do you mean?
"The moon is dull because I am here on Earth. I am the moonlight. The moon is incomplete without me. I wandered off during the day and forgot who I was when I set foot on Earth. Confused and tired, I sat in the bamboo, and you found me." "So, you have to go now? Won't you miss us?" "Mother, I will come to see you every night. The only time you won't see me is when there will be no moon in the sky." Moonlight sat in her carriage, and the fairies escorted her up to the moon. The bamboo cutter wiped his tears and waited for his Moonlight to return. Sure enough, she returned each night as the light of the full moon. The moon shone with its full light. The bamboo cutter sold his big house and moved back to his little hut, which had holes in the roof, for that was the only way to let his Moonlight enter their house every night. The bamboo cutter and his wife spent the rest of their lives in peace and loved seeing the moonlight every night. The end.